All right. Okay, 201. Let's jump in. Hope everyone can hear me and see me okay. I assume you can. If not, unmute yourself and tell me your woes. Or feel free to chat. I can also see those. All right. First, I want to thank you so much for being here, taking time out of your busy Monday. I really appreciate it. And so excited to have you. Okay, sorry, still admitting folks. Okay. All right, let's get started. So you are welcome to Digital Marketing 101 Marine Edition. I have a little bit of a speech, a few slides to walk you through. It'll take about 12, 13 minutes. And then I would love to open it up to a Q&A, answer any questions you might have in real time. And of course, you can always get in touch with me after if you want to have a one-on-one. More than happy to answer any questions offline too. So let's jump in. A little bit of an intro. So I'm Becca Eisenberg. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a marine industry marketing expert, helping yacht sales professionals from all the key players in yacht sales. So brokerages like Allied Marine, HMY, Rick Obie, and many more. I help them easily reach more boaters, gain listings, grow their businesses, and make their day-to-day lives easier. I have years of experience in digital marketing, PR, communications, and I know this industry very well. So today on the meeting, we also have my Chief Strategy Officer, Terrence Heaps. Terrence, give a little background to these lovely people.
Thank you for the handoff, Becca. Absolutely. So a little about me. Let's see, I came from an accounting and international business finance background, and my formal education is in that. However, I've been afforded the opportunity to really grow a holistic, strategic understanding of multiple different industries and verticals through my engagements with clients, or also starting companies, usually early and sprout stage. And through that, I've had a huge amount of experience and tenure in go-to-market strategies, specifically digital marketing. And that's where me and Becca and our team have been thriving, growing, and just hit the ground running in the marine industry.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Terrence. So
absolutely.
Terrence and I speak with hundreds of yacht brokers, brokerages, dealers, even manufacturers every week, every month. And I've heard a lot of their pain points and frustrations in losing potential sales through poor marketing. One struggle is they don't have time. They're so busy working in their businesses, they don't have time to work on their businesses. For example, they're negotiating deals with clients, they're attending sea trials, and they don't have time to market themselves properly to reach their target customers. Another concern is they don't believe social media works, or email marketing, or the many facets of digital marketing. They are convinced that the only way to gain a new client is by walking the docks, and thus write digital marketing off as an ineffective method. A third struggle is they don't have the resources to properly market themselves online. They are not tech developers or social media experts, and frankly, they don't want to be. Their goal is to sell boats. Here's the problem. If you don't market yourself professionally, and if you don't continue developing your brand, you lose. You lose opportunities, you lose eyeballs on your business, you lose prospects and clients, and ultimately you lose sales revenue. This webinar is about learning some simple tactics and strategies to win. The added value of this webinar is to give you some tools to better navigate the digital marketing landscape. My goal is not necessarily to be your service provider, but to help you successfully understand how digital marketing fits in with and supports your business. We have a very strong technical bench of people working at Explore that add value for our clients. We have experts for every client's needs, web developers and design specialists, social media experts, a content creation team, a lead gen team, and more. So today we are going to focus on three major topics: the state of the industry, the most effective ways to market in today's environment, and your online presence. What do you do next? We will start here. So the reason for this webinar is that the landscape of yachting, how customers interact in this industry, is changing at an unprecedented rate. The way people buy and sell boats and conduct business in general has greatly shifted. It's no longer strictly an in-person business relationship. And in fact, more people will see your business online than they ever will be able to see in person. Although pressing the flesh is still very important to build and nurture relationships, the manner in which prospects find you will likely be online. And I use this as an example. Many of you I've never met in person, and here we are, hopefully building a relationship. So ask yourself, if you're on vacation somewhere you've never been, you're looking for a restaurant to eat at, what will you do? And if you don't have hours and hours to just walk around, you'll probably go on Google or you'll peruse Yelp, look up a restaurant online in your area. If a restaurant in the area doesn't have an online presence, you won't know it exists. And worse yet, that restaurant won't know you exist. We live in a VUCA world. If no one has ever heard of a VUCA world, our business environment is characterized by volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Our world is chaotic, and we are not likely to return to a state of normalcy anytime soon. So that said, our marketing has to take this new business paradigm into consideration to be successful. Effective digital marketing allows you to have control over your business, improve communication with clients and prospects, and make your day-to-day operations easier. COVID has changed the way people search for information to inform their purchasing decisions. It's also changed the way consumers buy. For example, Volvo is selling their cars 100% online. The amount of people online is unprecedented. And if you want to stay relevant, you need to be online too, in an impressive way. High value assets are turning into accessible and e-commerce process-driven transactions, like in the instance with Volvo. When you're going to meet a client, do you dress for success? I assume the answer is yes, I hope it is. Your personal brand, when you go to shake their hand, is going to set the tone and the pace for that relationship. If you're dressed for the part, why wouldn't you put the same love and care into your digital appearance? Like I say before, more people will see your online presence than they ever will see you in person. So how are you showing up to your clients online? Are you pulling up in a 15-year-old economy car or a brand new luxury vehicle? Are you showing up at all? High net worth individuals vet those they do business with, and they usually do that online, or their assistant does. Even if you make a connection in person at a boat show, they will absolutely look you up online, especially someone doing $1 million deal. They'll look you up. All right, so effective ways to market. Knowing all that we do about consumer behavior online and the state of our world, how do we market more effectively? Marketing is about influencing people who might buy your product or service using messaging that conveys value. Old school marketing uses traditional channels like broadcast and print to speak to their target market. New school marketers have kept the traditional methods that still work, of course, and have combined them with digital technology to communicate with consumers on a different and deeper level. New school marketing relies heavily on channels including websites, blogs, email, and social media networks. Traditional marketing focused on the 4 Ps of product, price, placement, and promotion. The new school 6 Cs, on the other hand, focuses on consumers. They include contact, connection, conversation, consideration, consumption, and community. It's not enough for consumers to be aware of your product or service. You must establish a connection with them through meaningful contact, which these 6 Cs describe. It takes a more human-centric approach in terms of building and nurturing the relationship with the prospect, Ultimately, what are you trying to accomplish? You're trying to build trust. Outbound or push marketing thrusts messages on consumers via channels such as mailing lists or cold calls and advertising. This often turns consumers off. Inbound or pull messages draw consumers in by making it easy for customers to find them when those customers are searching for products or services at the time they need them. So websites, blogs, social media networks, these all give marketers visibility, but on the consumer's terms. So it is a customer-centric approach. Push marketing is an old school strategy that interrupts consumers at times of the marketer's choosing, while consumers are watching TV, for example, which can be a hit or miss. Most of the people marketers interrupt have absolutely no interest in the marketer's products and can alienate consumers when it's executed in a way that ignores the consumer's preferences. We have all gotten calls at dinner time from a telemarketer. Interruption marketing is both inexpensive and inefficient. So to summarize, the goal is building trust by providing value with a relationship-driven approach. We've reviewed the state of the industry, how to market effectively, and build trust through new school marketing strategies. Now what? So here are the 3 things. This is the bare minimum of what a sales rep or broker needs for a relevant competitive online presence: website, social media and email, and advertising. Now, I want to clarify that if you're a broker or a sales rep at a larger company, you need to employ these strategies in addition to what your brand is doing if you want to increase your visibility. All right, so let's start with the website. Your website is the face of your business. It is open and working for you 24/7 while providing relevant information to your clients and prospects. Your website showcases your unique brand, your skills, and your stories to serve your customers better. The main goal of your website is to increase your visibility and build trust, which leads to more opportunities to close deals. Social media and email marketing are tools to drive people in your existing network to your website. For example, you'll want to use email marketing to keep your past clients informed of new listings for when they're ready to upgrade or downsize. Advertising. Most digital platforms are pay to play, meaning you have to advertise to gain visibility with your target audience. Facebook has 2.74 billion monthly active users. However, if you don't engage in Facebook advertising, your posts will not likely gain much traction with your audience. Our success has been using advertising across Facebook, Instagram, and Google to drive leads for our clients. You'll want to use a mix of social media, email marketing, and advertising to drive clients and prospects back to your website with a call to action to reach out. So I am actually going to hop out of the presentation for a moment and give you a live website example. All right, so this is one of our clients, a broker with HMY. I'm just gonna show you his website briefly and explain why having his own website is so crucial. So having this website actually makes it easier for clients and prospects to do business with Tony and to buy from him. Essentially, he is providing all the information they could possibly need at one link, right? His URL right here. This makes Tony more professional and accessible. So I'll give you a brief rundown. Obviously leveraging his wonderful brand, his brokerage with branding and colors and logos, but essentially, everything that a client or prospect would need to know about Tony and his business. So we've got his listings and all of HMY's listings, a sell page, he's encouraging people to list with him, a little about page, and a news page where we actually pull content from the HMY site to help showcase Tony's brand. So you can see a little video, testimonials. Essentially, it is his digital office, his digital business card, but much, much better. And coming down to the bottom on every page of his website is his contact details, links to social media, anything they would need to know to get in touch with him. So the beauty of our websites is the back-end functionality. As soon as the content hits Tony's website, so that means a listing or inventory or a news article, it's automatically pushed to his social channels, his email list, and targeted ads on Instagram and Facebook. So Tony actually hasn't touched any of these posts, not done any of them himself, and he's reaching hundreds of people, thousands of people, getting great engagement. We also use WordPress sites, which I highly recommend. And again, I'm happy to set up a complimentary review of anyone's digital strategy and provide recommendations. But for now, let's open it up to a Q&A. I'm going to unmute everyone. Feel free to do it yourself as well and jump in with questions. I'm unmuting.
There we go. Yeah, I tried to unmute Becca. Thank you.
No
Thank you.
worries. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't
That was,
unmute.
I'm
I have
sorry.
a question about the individual brokers' websites.
Yes, absolutely. And who's speaking? Is this Bob?
This is Bob with Northwest Yachtnet.
Hello, Bob. Welcome. Yes. What can I do for you?
So is that a tab on our main website then that somebody clicks on?
That's a great question. No, it is your independent website, a separate website. And actually, Terrence, do you want to describe why having your own website is so important in addition to the brokerage website?
Yeah. And Bob, that's a great question. The amount of integration and kind of top-down hierarchy you can build or brokerage can build into their individual brokers, digital footprint is completely customizable, right? So it could be the way that you're talking about. However, the most important thing is that, we understand the trials and tribulations that, all the brokers and sales agents and sales reps out there have to face every day to create their own business. So this is a standalone, independent website. And the importance of that, once again, is you are in charge of your sales pipeline. You're in charge of your own lead generation. You're the one closing the deal. You're the one making the introductions, et cetera, et cetera.
So I'm the business owner. We've got a dozen brokers.
Great.
I would like to have these for the individual brokers, but how would people find them? If they're not on our main website as a tab, like Meet Our Crew or something.
Right. We can definitely put them on your main website. In fact, why don't we line up a call? And that way, we can review exactly what your website, the functionality you already have built in, and we can kind of assess the best way to position them on your website and also individually, and create maybe even additional kind of comprehensive strategies for PPC and SEO.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, Bob, I just want to speak to that because this is something that we talk about all the time. So how many brokers do you have, Bob?
A dozen.
12. A dozen. All right. So you have essentially, each broker is an opportunity for more leads and more brand exposure for your brokerage, right? So you actually have 12 times the networks that we can help you reach, essentially. And it's the same reason why you have multiple brokers, multiple, funnels, as Terrence likes to say, to reach more clients and more buyers and more sellers. So we want to make sure that we're leveraging the brokers, but you're also providing the tools for success for your brokers in the digital age, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Perfect. Great question, Bob.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Any questions from the brokerage or broker?
Actually, can you guys hear me? This is Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Yeah, I just came up with a recent question. How about client reviews? Is there a way to link or have a link that I could have to send out to clients for a review on my services or our experiences together, that it would come straight back to my website and you can kind of see these reviews instead of doing like a Yelp or whatever?
Absolutely, Ryan. So I just want to introduce Ryan to everyone. Ryan is a new client with a beautiful new website. Ryan, how do you like your website?
I love it. I'm learning how to drive it.
Fantastic. So Ryan, we can help you come up with like a Google reviews kind of situation. We can also put testimonials straight on your website and actually market, promote, and advertise those testimonials if you're comfortable with that as well.
Yes, that sounds great. There's just something that kind of came up over the weekend. I was playing around with Yelp and it wasn't very user friendly, but like I said, I'm looking for something that I have a link. I can put a link in a postcard, send it to a client, bribe them to write a nice review.
Yes.
And then that populates somewhere that obviously is on my website, but that anybody can get a hold of.
Yeah. So Ryan, we would recommend Google reviews.
Okay.
And parents, if you want to jump in about ambient SEO and how important Google reviews are, we should definitely speak on that for a moment. To you there? Nope, he left.
No, I'm here. I'm here. I'm
Okay.
here. I can't unmute myself. You're not letting me. I've been trying to talk for like the last few minutes.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying to hop in because Ryan, you brought up something that's actually really important. Reviews are starting to not only just have a kind of qualitative value impact on how customers perceive you, but they're becoming a place of SEO value. So even in product industries that are not service oriented like ours, what's happening is customers leave reviews on Google My Business, and it's hyper important now that companies respond in a fashion that does lead to some level of keyword search visibility, right? So you don't want to just use kind of general language like, oh, thank you for the review. You want to be very specific, saying, oh, thank you for allowing me to provide superior service on your yacht, yada, 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 yada.
Right. Brand name, gear, etc.
Exactly. And we can create an automated way, Ryan, for your clients at certain points in their consumer journey to have a prompt for a review, or we can even create just an email marketing mail out saying, hey, thank you for being, I'm humbled to be, to be able to provide services for the last 2 years to you and everyone in my network. If you would have some time, could you please click this link and just leave me a review? And then what that will do is we'll get some Google reviews, and we can start turning that into either additional posts, or we can put them on your website as testimonials, etc.
Yes, all that.
All of those things. Ryan, would you mind if I showed everyone here your website?
Sure.
Okay. It's very beautiful and I'm very proud of it.
Me too.
All right, y'all. This is Ryan's beautiful website. Oh, Terrence raising his hand. There you go.
I can every time I mute myself, I just can't unmute. So I'm just going to stay unmuted. Go ahead.
Okay, so here's Ryan's website. Little video. But here's, we can add testimonials to any portion of your website, Ryan, too. Maybe pick, a handful of the best ones, and we'll revisit if there are any new, better ones on Google reviews, we can swap that over. So one thing that our clients really do love is we're not just providing the website, we're also providing all the back-end tech support and maintenance and updates and all that kind of thing, because we understand how busy our clients are, and really just want to provide this tool, like a digital toolkit, if you will.
Yeah. One thing to touch on in terms of these reviews, and Becca kind of alluded to it earlier, is it's kind of like ambient SEO. And so when you have a Google My Business page, that does something really amazing in terms of the Google algorithm and recognizing your business, your name, whatever it is that you're doing as being relevant to a location and an industry and a product or a service. So those reviews living on your Google My Business are a huge additive over time to your Google ranking.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions about SEO or content, keywords, that kind of thing? Charlotte, I know we've talked about that a little bit before, not to put you on the spot.
No, we have definitely, Becca. And thank you for putting this together. It's very dynamic what you're doing with the individual sites. I appreciate that. I get a little bit of pushback from within our segment of the industry for individual sites, because they like to drive it all through our central homepage. So it's a constantly developing thing that we're working on. Hopefully, someday I get to join what you're doing. What my question was is the data. You had mentioned that this is a WordPress site, and I can turn this. Like, I'm a real person. I'm actually here. The fact that you can see me, I guess.
Hello.
So my question is, the data that goes into these sites, how you're filling and building them, is it pulled off of one of the sources like Yacht World, like yachtbroker.org? Who's managing the control of information into this?
Yeah, so actually we have our chief architect on the meeting. Jason, do you want to jump in here? He's very proud of what he's built, and we are very proud of what he's built. Jason, go ahead.
Hi there, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi Jason.
Excellent, great question. Yeah, we are actually the featured partner of the International Yacht Broker Association, which is now rebranded as yachtbroker.org. So what we do is we integrate each listing with its physical location, as well as a daily update of all featured posts, photos. Anytime a description is updated within IYBA, we also will turn that directly into a Facebook ad, ready for an email blast as you see fit. So IYBA is our preferred data source. And then when it comes to the news and blogs, we tap into your either RSS feed on your normal homepage, or if you put that into IYBA, we can also tap in your news and blogs from there.
Right. Yeah, we're actually in the process of shifting over to sourcing off of yachtbroker.org. So all good things. That's what I was hoping that you were going to say. That's awesome.
Yes, yes.
Happy to help.
Jason, sorry I put you on the spot. It's a little windy. So Charlotte, yeah, like Jason said, we've completely integrated with EBA. So all you need to worry about is updating your listing in EBA, and then it translates perfectly or updates perfectly onto your website and your other channels. So like, say there's a listing update, or say a boat is sold or something like that. We want to make sure that all the information on your platform is accurate. That's how we do it.
Love that. I was hesitant because I didn't want one more platform to manage.
100%. And we created this with, you in mind. We don't want you to have to learn new passwords and systems. We want to, integrate into the ones that you already use, make it easy.
Totally. Thank you.
Also, Charlotte, I would love for Terrence to speak to, okay, so Terrence, Charlotte and I have spoken about, her brokerage's kind of hesitation to give the brokers, and please feel free to jump in, Charlotte, if I'm giving the broker.
And Terrence's hand is up, BTW.
Your hand is up. Thanks, Charlotte. What's going on, man?
No, I'm good to go. Go ahead.
Okay.
I just want to be able to respond. Go ahead.
Perfect. So Charlotte has mentioned that her brokerage doesn't necessarily want to give the brokers their own digital footprint. I would love to speak to your management at any time, Charlotte, but Terrence, can you speak to that? Because we've had this conversation a lot of times, Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, Charlotte, so top down, high level, and this is not a secret. The marine industry is about 15 to 20 years behind real estate, its sister industries, and aviation is also dragging. Okay, to that extent, what's happening is during this huge transformational shift, we have early adopters, and I can name off some of those early adopters, and you guys already know them, so you probably no need to do so. Those early adopters are gaining market share, and now everybody's kind of waking up and watching these front runners and saying, well, wait, what are we doing in digital marketing? Where they're kind of scrambling. The companies that are worried about what we're talking about here specifically in terms of promoting their own brokers are operating from a fear and also a misunderstanding mindset, right? They misunderstand what's really going to happen if they actually put their brokers out there. And here's how I look at it. If they don't support their brokers from a digital marketing stance and they don't adopt some level of digital marketing best practices, one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to lose out to their competitors and sooner or later going to be acquired, or they're going to have an issue with retention of those brokers. And the reason I say that is once brokers start seeing like what we're doing, what other companies are doing in terms of digital marketing best practices, they're going to say, hey, how come I don't have that? Right. And then the conversation starts. And from there, it's going to go, in this binary manner. Either they're going to get what they need from their brokerage and they're going to get the green light to do so, or they're going to end up finding new digs. And trust me, we have talked to so many brokers that are in transition of leaving a brokerage, trying to find a new home, or whatever it may be. Yeah. So needless to say, we love every single CEO, operator, director that we've met at any of these brokerages, and they all provide amazing value and have. It's just really it's a mindset shift that needs to happen, and it's no one's fault. It's not like we there's an issue. It's just how things have been done for a long time in this industry, and helping people become more aware and educated as to the benefits of adopting these best practices. That's what we're here to do, big time.
Yeah, it sounds totally nail on the head from what I'm seeing, especially with the dynamic shift in the labor standpoint.
Yep.
Excited to see what you guys bring into this.
I know, same here, Charlotte. And what's really cool, I'm just going to go off the cuff on this, but some of the individuals me and Becca have been starting to be introduced to, some of the new blood that's coming into this industry, they've got those goggles on. We talk to them and we don't have to say more than a few sentences before they're like, I get it. This makes sense, right? And then we have no problem sitting and having long sales cycle conversations with guys that have earned their tenure and their status in this industry, and helping them better understand exactly how we fit into their model and hopefully help them move the needle. That's what we're here for. And that's why Becca put on this webinar, because we're coming from a place now of education is super important, and us creating relationships around that education is going to be key, especially when it comes to understanding the loyalty of our products and services, and how we interact with other customers and clients and the whole industry.
So cool. Becca, do you care to speak at all to like the payment and structure of how this actually works from a financial standpoint?
Absolutely. So we offer kind of an a la carte menu, right? Dependent on how much support you need, but our platforms start at $200 a month. And that gets you the website, tech support, integration with your listings, integration with your RSS feed, et cetera. Obviously, customizing in terms of branding, logo, colors, fonts, all that kind of thing. We have a digital marketing package that you can add on top of that, which includes $60 of ad budget. So that's going straight to Google and Facebook, not us. That's $100. And that gets you your Facebook posts, your LinkedIn posts, your email marketing campaigns to your list, of that automated segment of that. We also have PPC options. So this is what we call our lead gen package. And we have case studies for anyone who's interested too. Clients are doing very well on this package. Actually, our client at Flibs closed 3 deals from leads that we bought him at the show, which is awesome. And that is around $1,000 a month, $885 for a broker per month plus advertising dollars. I would say that those are our 3 most popular packages. But we are also having these larger conversations like Bob had brought up, where we'll work with a brokerage and we do offer volume discounts as well. So
we're very, very capable to do like cohort onboarding. So working within those larger brokerage groups, making sure that everybody is brought up to speed and understands how to get the full benefit of the tools that we have built in, and just being a resource in general.
Right. Oh, and also, Terrence, I have a question.
Oh, please.
Can you speak to what so if a broker was not using the Explore platform and was kind of a la carting, you know, from various agencies or individuals, how much do you see this type of thing costing if it wasn't the platform solution?
Great. Yeah. So traditionally, and a lot of people probably have interacted with these price points and have done this type of research and understand this. So if you were to hire somebody to build out your website, depending on if it's templated or not, you, even without having e-commerce or anything connected to that site, just, you know, kind of like a landing page, somewhere where they can get information about you, et cetera, with some call to actions. You're looking at anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000 in design and dev and implementation, and then you're going to have monthly costs that can range anywhere between 150 and 250 for hosting, for tech support, whatever it may be, unless they're doing it all on their own. And that doesn't really count in this kind of circumstance, because the reason we're on these calls and conversations is nobody, including myself, I don't want to build out my own website. I don't want to host my own website. I don't want to design my own website, and I don't want to run my own social media. I want to leave that piece to experts where I can tell them about my business and they can take their expertise and we can hit the ground running and be super effective. So that portion right there is, you know, just for website build, easily 1,500 to 3,000 upfront cost, even if it's on WordPress with a template. And then you have these monthly reoccurrings. Now, if you're going to hire a social media handler, somebody who's going to create a content calendar for you, so every month they put together something in terms of a post schedule. They're going to curate that content as well, possibly using your brand's imagery, but maybe adding certain call to actions, copy into those hashtags, relevant kind of Google and SEO PPC pieces into that, just to get people to kind of engage and get linked in. That person can cost anywhere from $500 to $1,250 a month, depending on how often they're posting and their expertise level. Then, if we're even going to go further into the lead gen and PPC, you talk to any bigger companies out there that do this and have a lot of clients, they're charging for sometimes $3,000 just to manage a channel.
Right.
So I've been quoted $3,000 just to run Google PPC lead gen, handling just my pay-per-click and my advertising on Google, and that's not including ad dollars. Right. So you start getting a feel of how big these contracts can add up, and that's actually part of the reason why we got into this business. It wasn't just, I mean, the marine industry is our beachhead. We're marine enthusiasts. And we saw a huge need. But the bigger thing is we wanted to create a product that created accessibility for these items for entrepreneurs, for people that are running their own businesses. And that's what our solution provides and solves. It's a price point accessible, highly effective digital footprint and platform for digital marketing and advertising.
Yeah. Does anyone else have questions? Anyone we haven't heard from? I see Ariana, not to put anybody on the spot, sorry. It's just a small group of Brian, Spencer, Tiffany, no. You can always email me after if you feel shy. Okay, good. Well, if no one has any more questions, let's wrap this up. I'm so grateful that you took time out of your day to meet me here. I really appreciate it. I am planning on this being a series, so each will kind of have its own theme. This was like a very broad overview of digital marketing, but if there are any topics that you want to know about, I'm happy to create and tailor these webinars for your needs if there's anything you want to know specifically. So I'll follow up with an email to all of you so you have my contact information, and that's it. Thank you so much, all. I hope you all have a great rest of the week.
Thank you, Becca.
Bye. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye, all. Bye, everybody.